All right, hello and welcome to the Sports Table. Joaquin Rivera alongside Jenny Kitty for the second game of our weekend here, our triple header between the Superior Rough Riders and the Phoenix Knights. The Phoenix Knights almost came back on the Rough Riders last night. It was a 3-goal game on multiple occasions, but ended with just a 1-goal difference. The Rough Riders had a close call there, but we'll see how the team feels going into today as they have mixed up just about every single line. They've changed things around today. Back in goal, it looks like we have Murph, and I believe Rhett Bruckner should be starting again for the Phoenix Knights. But we'll see how the new look for the Rough Riders works tonight. As starting out, it looks like it's Eric Back, along with Dylan Steele and Nikita Shibarov.
Yeah, hopefully these new lines can get their chemistry on quickly, which we have seen with the Rough Riders. They tend to, their chemistry is good throughout the whole team, so hopefully tonight is no exception.
And this is something you'll see a lot of times from coaches when they just want to mix something up to get a different look for their team, as you see Shibarov coming down the line on his new line. Takes a shot. That one just goes on the side of Bruckner. Comes back in front. The Rough Riders still have it here. But you like to mix things up sometimes just to get a different look and see if the players can have a different connection. And there's a lot of speed on this unit here with Back, Steele, and Shibarov.
These guys are going to be flying all
As
night.
Telegani now tries to make a move in the middle, but it's turned over for Bermejo. And then a shot taken there, but never got through from Torticleve. Now coming around, here's Gutterman with a burst of speed right through the middle of the ice. And Gutterman's going to take it all the way down. Curling around from behind the net. Gets it in front for Wyrock, but that shot goes up and over. And I'm not sure if it deflected, but it looks like the faceoff will stay inside the zone. So a nice opportunity there on the rush for Superior. So now another look at a different line here. We have Chase Telegani along with Thor Wyrock and Toutfest, Austin Toutfest.
Rough Riders didn't have any injuries last night, which again is a really good thing. So there are no injury scratches tonight,
Correct.
which is good. We like to end the night with no injuries.
Absolutely. And we'll see if they can end the night the way they started it last night. They came out flying very well early on. A 3-goal first period last night. As this chance comes back, and a shot taken there by Bushman, but it doesn't get through. As now the Knights chip it back into the Superior Rough Rider zone, and Bosniev skates away as Nitko fell into the boards back behind. And now the Knights chip this one back in, but Bushman's there to try and slow it down. Massanati trying to come through, but Telegani now with it. Chase Telegani now back through the middle for Wyrock, who casually passes that one over, and now entering the zone is Bushman. Trying to get that through to Toutfest, can't, now curls it back for Wyrock. Now dealing with the pair. Bushman's going to take a shot from the point. That one's saved by Bruckner. And off into the corner. Massanati chips this one out, but it's sent right back at him from Bushman. And now Massanati coming up with speed and just going to dump this one cross ice the other way. Bishop checking Gusso there, but Gusso coming out with the puck. Tries to backhand this one in front for Richard, but that shot doesn't connect. And now Schneiderman. The Knights trying to build something here, but it's taken away by Sanchez, and that breaks up that play. And now Sanchez will dump it back in. It's slowed down by Noah Duke. Duke's now curling behind his own net, and he's being chased by DeRosier. And Solomon will ring it around the boards. Trying to get that pass through and couldn't. Now Kelly picks it up, and Sanchez has it. Drops it back into the zone. DeRosier's tripped in the corner, so he couldn't go pick up that puck. And now Bishop will chip it back in. This one's going to be covered by Bruckner. A little difficult to handle at first. So the Rough Riders will get another offensive zone faceoff here just 3 minutes into the contest.
You know, it seems like the Rough Riders are just feeling their new lines, getting used to the way things are going to look, and but they're definitely high energy.
I'd like to see if they can maintain that for 60 minutes. That's been one of the more difficult things we've seen from Superior. Their skill has been obvious at times, but holding on for a full 60 hasn't always been the case for them. Now pulling this one out is Marshman. Gets it back up to the point for Gutterman, who takes a shot. That one just a bit too high, and it goes over everything. Velikopolski trying to keep this one in, but can't. And Woodley will regroup in neutral ice. Gutterman, his pass is deflected by Bilecki and goes back into the Rough Rider zone. It'll be picked up by Velikopolski. Velikopolski stops, now escapes. Nice job there to avoid both of those forecheckers, but help came, and now the Knights have it, and Williams will dump it in deep. Coming around for it. Nice check there by Gutterman to eliminate his man, and he's going to come around the net with it. Williams still on his tail. Right in front there is Gutterman, and he's going to get this pass up to Woodley, who tries to chip it forward but can't get it by Smith. Now Twerticleave comes back the other direction. He's going to dump this one in on goal on Murphy, who just directs it into the corner. Albert now up to Marshman, who tips it in deep. Smith to collect. He goes D-to-D behind his own goal for Cotton. Cotton now up to Twerticleave. He can't handle, and Steele does a nice job to forecheck, and they get it back in deep. Shibarov going to attack. Can't pick it up, and Cotton gets it out of the zone. Bosniev now back in his own end, curling with it. Trying to find back. He collects it and now sends it in deep as forecheck came on him. Trying to clear it back up the boards and just gets it past Albert. And Bosniev now will pick it up here. He bounce passes this one to Dylan Steele. Steele now back up to Bosniev, who now has an opportunity to go forward. Bosniev chips it past the D and takes it in down low. The defenseman leaves it, and Steele will go pick it up. He's got 3 Knights on him, and now Wyrock comes in to collect. Wyrock in front, gets it down to Shibarov. Shibarov back to Wyrock, but that pass doesn't get all the way through. Wyrock picks it back up, though. Backhands to Albert. Albert trying to get that across for Shibarov, but it got deflected high. And now Massanati will get this one out. It should be icing unless Bishop can get to that one. It did slow a little bit, so no icing called as Telegani does a nice job to collect that puck and gets it forward to Toutfest. Toutfest now gets around Solomon and dumps it in deep. Wyrock tried just to center. That pass gets picked off. Toutfest comes out with it, though. Now back in the corner, a delayed penalty against the Knights. A power play coming for the Rough Riders. Murphy's been pulled, but now Noah Duke gets a touch on that, and it looks like a roughing call is going to go against the Knights. So an early power play opportunity for Superior, and they had an opportunity yesterday, couldn't come in early, eventually put a few pucks in the net after the fact, but they had an early power play, another great opportunity to get things rolling.
You know, last night they did really good on the power play by keeping the puck in their zone and working it, but yeah, they didn't really have an opportunity for scoring on that power play. Hopefully tonight they've shored that up a little bit and can take advantage of this power play.
Here's another interesting look as Eric Back is out there with Dylan Steele and Cale Woodley. Shibarov up on the point with Avery Albert. But this one gets cleared by the Knights. So we'll see how Shibarov looks as the forward back on the power play. Shibarov is going to backhand this one back towards his own goal, and Albert's going to take it out, and they'll get the breakout started. Now back across for Shibarov, and here's where you want him in open space. Here comes Nikita Shibarov curling in, can't hold on to it with the defensive pressure around him, but he still has the puck. Tries to center in front for Woodley. The Knights fan on that attempt, and they won't get it out. Here's Eric Back, who's going to drop it for Steele. Back down in the corner for Shibarov, but that pass is intercepted and sent all the way down. Murphy collects and does a nice job to get it immediately back up the ice for Steele. Now Dylan Steele coming through the middle of the ice. With a bit of speed, here's Steele dealing with a few there, and they eventually get it away from him. And now this line will change for the first time. Albert will get away from pressure. Bermejo forces him all the way back. Now coming around, Albert casually just right off gets away. And now here's Kelly. Kelly up to Marshman. Zane Marshman drops it. He's being pressured, so an aggressive PK here so far from the Knights. Kelly digs it out of the corner. Still has Bermejo there, who tries to get it forward and gets it past Velikopolski. And now Hedquist forces Bosniev backwards. Velikopolski's pass is fanned on, and Murphy will slow it down for him as they have 28 seconds left on this power play. Haven't really been able to set anything up as of yet. So they've fanned on a few early passes. That one by Velikopolski, not a good one. And it gets sent back into the zone. So now only 15 remaining on this power play. And the Rough Riders are in their own zone still. Bosniev chips it to himself and gets around one, but then can't get around the second forechecker before he's hit. And now the Rough Riders just send it into the zone. Frustrated as Superior here so far. But Kelly still has the puck and now chips it down for Gutterman. Gutterman has Smith on his back, and Telegani picks up the puck. And we are back to even strength as they try to get that pass in front, but it's picked off by Cotton, who now backhands it forward, but Gutterman does a great job to get it back, but now picked away by Nitko, coming through, but pressured by Bushman, and Bushman never lets that shot come through, so a nice job to make up for the initial bad play.
That was a very good, smart defensive play there by Bushman to not let that pass get through, or that skater.
As Nitko did intercept that play and was coming right at the goal. And luckily Bushman positioned himself well enough to not create a penalty situation as well, which is another emphasis point for the Rough Riders in staying out of the box. Here's Wyrock up for Telegani. Now here's Toutfest. So a 2-on-2 with a third back checker helping. But Bushman now has it and he dumps it into the corner, but Caravella gets it out of the zone. But now here's Wyrock back at center ice. He's going to dump it in deep, and Telegani's got a chance to go after it in the far corner. It's chipped away from him, and now back down low. Telegani rings it around for Wyrock. Wyrock holding onto it, tries to get it back up to the point, and Bushman is able to maintain it and keep it in. Wyrock back in the center for Telegani. They can't find a clean look. And now coming away with it is Caravella. Caravella crosses, but they're going to be offsides as Richard was just a bit too early crossing the line. The referee called it, and we'll get a whistle.
You know, these the new lines for the Rough Riders seem to be having a little bit of trouble just connecting on their passes. I'm optimistic that will go away as the game goes on, and they'll get their chemistry back and their passes together.
Comfort level obviously is still very important as this one gets sent back down low, and Bishop will pick it up. Bishop up the boards. That one gets away from Sheberoff, but icing is called off. So Bruckner will play it. Now Sheberoff trying to stop that one on the boards, but can't. Trying to now strip it from Schneiderman. But it comes back through the middle. Here is Richard trying to get it in front, backhands it across, and Gusso, his shot goes right through the crease. Sheberoff chips it up to back, but he can't pick it up. And now Schneiderman sends it right back through the middle, and Richard will have a chance to go in on it. Bishop is coming back, trying to get in the way, but that one comes all the way across. And now a shot for Balicki is blocked by Sheberoff. Coming back the other way, potentially 2-on-2, but there's a third man there as well, and Sheberoff is forced to curl back. Now coming right back into the zone, Nikita Sheberoff showing his skill, but he's pressured there by Solomon and closed off. Here's Balicki trying to ring it around the boards. It does get by Bosniev, and now comes back into the Rough Rider zone. Here's Albert. Avery Albert dumps it back in down low. Picking it up is Smith for the Knights. They are able to get it away and out of the zone as Albert goes in to finish his check. Trying to dig it out of the corner, and now coming out with it is Bosniev. Trying to get it up to Marshman, but it's behind him. And now Twerticleve has it below the net. Back up to the point. Cotton across for Smith. Smith can't one-time that, but does get a shot away. Bermejo holding on to it and curls back around towards the Rough Rider net. Takes a shot, that one well wide. And comes back up to Cotton. He dumps it down low for Twerticleve. Bermejo trying to center this one. Cotton can't keep it in. And now Marshman will send it back in to Knight territory. Smith will break it out of the zone himself. Backhands it through the middle, but that pass wasn't seen, and now Sanchez picks it up, and Gutterman finds DeRosier. He'll chip it in deep and now chases Cotton down. Kelly can't stop that pass. Bermejo can't either, and it comes all the way out to Velikopolski. Kelly trying to race with Smith to get to this puck. Velikopolski will backhand it in deep, and Cotton will chase. Cotton gets it up to Smith. And Smith trying to find Nitko, but that pass doesn't get through. Dumped all the way back in. Not icing here. Once again called off. And now here's Cotton. Trying to center it through the middle of the ice. Here's Massanati. His centering pass finds no one, and DeRosier will pick it up for the Rough Riders. DeRosier chips it up towards the red line, and now Sanchez trying to get to that, and Kelly chasing it down. Gillespie with a bunch of speed coming through, but again, offsides are the Knights, so we'll get another whistle here with 8:15 left in the first period.
Doesn't seem to be too many substantial chances yet for either team, which is a benefit and not, but everybody is skating very quickly. Like we said, though, the passes are just not connecting for the Rough Riders, and it is good to switch up lines, but unfortunately in this case it just isn't working out yet. Hopefully that will correct itself.
Yeah, I think they just need a little bit of time to feel it out. I mean, This is that no one's calling a timeout right now. This is the media timeout. So both teams getting that opportunity to kind of talk some things out. You've seen the Knights miscommunication on a few of their plays as well. But the Rough Riders, again, have to feel out playing with new guys. It's something that's more difficult for a player to understand right away until they actually do it. You have the coaches that will always say you should be able to play with anybody else on this team, and you absolutely should be. But on more occasions than not, there's a mental game the player has to get over of not playing with someone they're comfortable with, playing with someone maybe they haven't played with before, and they just kind of have to get over it, and generally it happens as they get through the game.
Sure. I have hope. I mean, this team has great chemistry, they have great skill, and we've seen this before, so there's no doubt in my mind that they will overcome this and be able to connect.
So we'll see how the Rough Riders get through it again. Now out there is Telegani with Toutfest and Wyrock, as Wyke sends this one in on goal, and Murphy makes the save. Toutfest brings it back over to Bushman. Bushman rings it around, and this one does just get out. Toutfest trying to do his job and digs it forward, and now Telegani coming through. 3-on-3 are the Rough Riders. Wyrock in the center. Curling back. Bushman has a chance to keep it in, and he will. Wyrock trying to get to it. Wyke clears it away. Telegani almost got a stick on that. Wyrock now drops it off for Toutfest. He takes a shot. That one deflected just over the net. And now here's Schneiderman.
A lot of their passes are just being fanned on for the most part. They just can't get good wood on it.
Big hit by Schneiderman on Bosnieff, and Bosnieff remains down, and we get a whistle here. As now Steele immediately in the face. Bushman there as well. You like to see the team come to their players' aid, but you want to hope that everyone stays on the ice and no penalties come from this, but we'll see what the referee ultimately decides. Bosnieff still down.
Yeah, last night we didn't see as much chippiness as I thought we would. There was definitely some aggressiveness, which is good, but everybody seemed to be keeping cooler heads, at least for the most part. There wasn't a lot of penalties last night, not a lot of people in the box over stupid penalties. There was one in the third that was taken that was a pretty smart penalty by the Rough Riders, and fortunately it did not lead to a goal for the Knights.
So the Rough Riders will be shorthanded on this play, and again, it's going to come from defending a teammate where, again, you're not going to get too upset at a player depending on the situation. And this still very early, but Bosnieff helped out over to the bench area. We hope that we'll see him again today. I wouldn't doubt that we will. He should be all right as Bishop gets this one forward. Can't get it out of the zone, though, and now the Knights go to work on their power play. Gillespie sends it into the corner. Bishop working hard, but can't get it away from Twerticlebe, and back to the point it goes. Bermejo holding on to it, trying to get that across. Shot taken by Hedquist, rebound available, but Steele is there, and he clears.
That was probably the first good opportunity by the Knights. Fortunately, Murph was able to get it.
And this one's sent all the way down, so a good job by the Rough Riders. Sent back in. Albert will pick it up and ring it around the boards. That one can't get out, though, and now here's Gillespie on the point. Back across. Chance here for Bermejo. He takes a shot No one really knowing where that one is, and it now reappears, but the whistle blows.
Luckily, it deflected up high, you're right, because Murphy was looking around like he didn't know where it went. But it was above his head, so that's better.
Safe up there.
Better than behind him.
So 6 minutes left here in this first period, still no score. And the Rough Riders have another 62 seconds to kill on this penalty. Wyrock wins it back and just holds on to it, and they do get the clear. And that should be a hand pass. You're hearing it from Coach Paul, but they do not whistle it down, as that did go off of the hand of Noah Duke. But now sent back in. Gutterman now picks it up. Chips it around one and holds onto it again still. So Gutterman taking it out himself and going all the way down. Trying to go coast to coast here. Gutterman holds onto it, takes a shot. That one just off the toe of Rhett Bruckner. So killing some time on this PK. Now back in the center ice for Nitko. He can't handle, and Gutterman trying to clear, but that one picked away by Caravella. Back in the middle for Nitko. Shot and scores. Nitko right in the slot, able to bury that one over Murphy's shoulder. And that a difficult play for Gutterman, given that he did so much work on the play before to waste clock, but then his pass did not get out, was intercepted, and the Knights make him pay.
Yes, it is unfortunate that Knights scored first on that power play, but let's see how the Rough Riders respond. They react accordingly, get a quick goal, and then we're back to evens.
So we'll see how the Rough Riders respond. And overall, the penalty kill was good, but one bad pass is all it takes to have that come back in your net, and that's exactly what happened, and the Knights have the early lead.
We have seen that in the games past so many times. This bad passing has led to turnovers.
So now through the middle of the ice. Save made by Murphy. So we'll get another whistle here momentarily.
Definitely the players are having multiple discussions earlier on tonight than they were last night.
This one rings around, and a chance for Eric back now with a bit of speed. Oh, he's going to have to wait for a teammate. He's got Shibarov in the slot. He can't get a clean look on that one, as Bosniev is back on the ice and backhands this one down low. In the corner, Bermejo. Can't get it, and back can't keep it in the zone either. Bosniev races back and at least gets that away. And now trying to send it back up.
It's good to see Bosniev back on the ice.
Absolutely. Took a bit of a rough check there. But he is back out there as he chips this forward, and Woodley sends it into the corner. Now Albert flips this one in, but gets it on goal, so no icing here as Bruckner leaves it for Gillespie. Gillespie curls right back into Woodley, and a chance here and a goal. The Rough Riders, it looks like Fitzgerald able to bang home the rebound. But an interesting play by the defense as he turned right back into Cale Woodley, who then centered it in front, and Fitzgerald bangs home the goal. And now it's 1-1 here. You mentioned that the Rough Riders could get it right back, and that's exactly what they did.
Good job. They did a really good job of keeping with the puck, keeping with their shots, and hitting it home.
So the Rough Riders now make it 1-1. A nice play there from Woodley and Fitzgerald to make that happen. And again, the forecheck of Woodley led to that goal, but a head-scratching play by the defenseman allows the Rough Riders to capitalize. Gusso will dump this one in deep. Now a check there by Albert, and it's picked up by Schneiderman. Kelly gets away from a check there and gets it out of the zone, most importantly. Solomon will dump it back in, but they have to touch up to get back on sides while the Rough Riders hold on to it. Here's Albert. 4 minutes left in the first period. 1-1 the score. Cross-ice pass for Sanchez. He can't handle it, but he does get it forward. Duke now to Solomon, and now back to the middle for Albert. Albert has to wait, and they are offside. He's going to have to touch up. And now picked off again, so passes all being intercepted from both teams in neutral ice. Telegani now picks it up behind his own net and rings it around, but that's not going to get out. Schneiderman picks it up. He finds Solomon in the slot area. A chance here almost for Nitko, who buried one earlier. but he can't handle. Now he has the puck behind the net, tries to center, but Sanchez gets it here. And then his pass for DeRosier goes through his feet, and everyone will change for the Rough Riders. Duke gets it to Nitko, who does a great job to tip that one down low. Massanati going after it. Toutfest takes a check from him. And now here's Albert. Albert up the boards to Wyrock. Can't handle the pass. Wyrock now gets a chance as Smith turns it over. Toutfest trying to get it back to him, but can't get that backhand cleanly. And now back in the slot for Bishop. His shot. Wyrock still there, but no rebound can be found. And Bermejo just gets it out. Finds Massanati. That should be offsides and is. Caravella then takes a shot on goal, and Bishop makes sure to let him know that's not okay. Didn't do enough to get a penalty, but still gets in his face. Caravella acting innocent, but he knows exactly why Bishop's upset.
Yeah, taking a shot after the whistle is definitely frowned upon.
As light as the puck is, as light as the shot was regardless, you're going to get that response from players. It's going to happen all the time. The point is the intent. And Bishop is communicating with the referee. He knows he's not crossing the boundaries too much. But way to show at least restraint while also sending a message. And that's exactly how you want to handle that situation. You don't want to see anyone get a penalty. Bishop made sure not to do that, while also making sure that doesn't happen again. As someone for the Knights is going to have to take this face-off.
Or not. They can.
And it looks like Schneiderman will come out, but now that he's late, they'll likely won't let him take the face-off, so Hedquist will come in. And Wyrock wins it clean. Now Carl Drew loses the puck there and turns it over. Now Hedquist back in front, trying to get that to Torticlebe. Can't get it cleanly. Murphy's just going to cover this one. So Murphy saw that the passes weren't clean on that play and just said, you know what, I'm going to cover this and let's start over.
Right.
And again, never a bad play to just force a whistle instead of giving up the puck.
Right.
It's something you want to teach a lot of young players who often just want to get it out of the zone. They'll often just blindly try to clear it. And that's how goals are scored a lot of times when you can't get it out. Sometimes it's always better to just get a whistle. Now back down low. Bosniak backhands it to Bushman. Bushman up to Steele. Steele takes the hit to make the play. Sheberoff backhands, doesn't get through to anyone, and Cotton now picks it up. He gets a check from a pair of Rough Riders, but now back the other way are the Knights. Bermejo trying to center, but Bushman, active stick, prevents that play. Nice job there from Sheberoff to get it to Steele, who's coming through the ice with speed. Dylan Steele gets a shot, that one into the glove of Bruckner, and he goes down, but a nice job there to create that with a bit of speed. Again, we expect this line to have a lot of it. Sheberoff gets a stick in the side of the ear, it looks like, but he's able to stay in there and keep this one here. A tip in front. Kelly got a nice deflection off the shot from Nikita Sheberoff. And now coming back the other way is Cotton. Cotton takes a shot right into the glove of Murphy, and he holds on.
Yeah, Nikita was pretty upset there that the refs didn't call a high sticking, but luckily he was right there where the puck was at the blue line, was able to keep it in the zone. Fortunately, it did not result in a goal for the Rough Riders.
So now a face-off one here by the Rough Riders. Gutterman chips it forward. Trying to find Marshman. Gets a stick on it, but can't control it. Because now he rides Gillespie into the boards, and Gillespie almost looked like he jumped into the boards. But Marshman's going to likely go to the box for this. I'm not sure I entirely agree, but given the position the referee was standing, I'm not surprised the call's being made.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Joaquin. I believe he jumped at the end of that.
I think I don't want to insinuate anything at all as well, but it just looked from this angle that he made that a little worse on himself than it had to be, but nonetheless, especially given where the referee was standing, not surprised at all the call was made. It'd be a little bit easier if you're Marshman just to not have both hands on the stick in that situation, and then they won't be able to call the cross-check. You kind of ride him into the boards instead of pushing him into the boards. And that a little bit of a push is enough to make that call. So fair enough Marshman will sit for 2, and the Rough Riders now have another penalty kill with 1 minute even left in this period. Gutterman gets this one off the draw and is able to get it just past the stick of Noah Duke. And now a nice job there by Woodley to go after it and send it in deep. And they go for a quick change. And now Sheberoff is out there with Toutfest. Schneiderman enters the zone. Tries to get that one across. Nikita Sheberoff, amazing hand-eye coordination, and then is hooked and draws a penalty. So excellent work there from Nikita Sheberoff. And we're going to go to 4-on-4 here to finish up this period. But Sheberoff knocked that pass out of the air, and as soon as he got it, someone hooked him. And it looks like going to the box is Massanati. But now back to 4-on-4. So Sheberoff now allows himself to have a little bit more space and once again attack the net here as they're no longer shorthanded.
Yeah, Sheberoff is just an amazing force on the ice for sure. He creates so many opportunities.
There's this one won too cleanly by Wyrock, right in between his defense. Bushman will go back to pick it up. Now Albert has it. There's 25 seconds remaining in the first period. Telegani backhands his pass across. Bushman's going to chip it forward. Now Albert with some speed coming into the zone. Albert protects, gets it to Telegani, trying to find Wyrock in front. Wyrock is taken down. No call made. Still digging with it in the corner. Telegani comes out with it. Only a few seconds remain. Albert has it, trying to find it in front. A beautiful pass attempt for Bushman, but his stick was lifted. And that's going to do it for the first period. So we're going to go into the intermission with a 1-1 score, 4-on-4, a guy in the box for each team. There won't be much of a power play for the Rough Riders after the 4-on-4 is up. But either way, an up and down period at times. A couple of penalties against the Rough Riders. They're able to get one of the penalties back. They score a goal, give up a goal, but again, more or less the same from what we saw at times last night.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, their passes are just not connecting a lot for both teams. And that's probably just, the first period getting going, so I'm sure we'll see that pick up in the second period for sure. So
far, it looks like Murphy has seen everything well early on.
Yeah.
Although, again, it was a turnover that led to the goal against. Again, not much you can put on the goaltender. We've seen that time and time again. The goalies have been very good at times, but then they've been left out to dry other times.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a difficult position to put him in. But either way, the Rough Riders did score another goal right after that and got back on the board. So 1-1 is the score going into the first intermission. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so to bring you second period action.